Alright, hopefully you've had a chance to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special by now. It's been out for a weekend and it's only 45 minutes, so you've watched it, right? Good. Cause here's my spoiler talk, so that is a spoiler warning. I'm gonna be talking about what happens in this little special in detail, meaning I'm gonna ruin it for you if you haven't watched it yet. So you've been warned. Short and sweet, let's dive in. So the special begins in animated form. It shows Peter Quill when he was a kid. He's with Kraglin. He's trying to celebrate Christmas, but Yondu comes in and he's like, "I hate Christmas, boy!" Michael Rooker coming back to voice the character. And I get that this is trying to throw back to the old animated TV Christmas specials back in the day, but the cliche delivery of the scene led me to be like, alright, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. So yeah, like I said, this special had kind of a rough start in my opinion. But then we cut to live action, and we learned that the Guardians have bought out Knowhere from the Collector. So yeah, we all remember Knowhere from the first Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers Infinity War. Apparently the Collector survived Thanos' attack. I don't know how, but okay. I guess he survived to sell Knowhere to the Guardians. And they're refurbishing the place. I am wondering if this is set up for Guardians Volume 3. Cause why did the Guardians buy Knowhere? I guess to be their new home base, which makes sense, sure. And so we see they're fixing up the place. We see Cosmo the space dog does have telekinesis, which good, they kept that from the lore. Groot has gotten bigger. I don't think he's quite as tall as he was in Guardians 1, nor is he as mature just yet. He's pretty much a big kid who, instead of going, "I am Groot," he goes, "I am Groot." In any case, I do like seeing Big Groot again, because you imagine his powers are gonna be awesome in Guardians 3. But really, the whole emotional core of the story comes through when Mantis steps into the spotlight, because it's revealed that Mantis sees herself as Peter Quill's sister. And I had to think to myself about that, but I was like, yeah, alright, in a way that does make sense. They're half-siblings anyway. If we think back to Guardians 2, Mantis did say,
Ego found me in my larva state.
And he did raise her all her life, meaning Ego was essentially a father figure to Mantis. So going by that logic, yeah, it tracks. And there's her character development. Mantis is Peter Quill's sister? Oh, alright. Now I actually care about her. And also I now have something to kick myself about for not having put that together in my head earlier. Thanks, James Gunn. But also when it comes to Mantis, the cool stuff doesn't stop there. The action I was talking about in this special, it shows that Mantis can actually throw down a little bit. I mean, the scene where she's jumping on the walls, I was like, whoa, okay, I didn't see that coming. That was kind of freaky looking, that was cool. I wonder why this is the first time we're seeing her do that. And also later on when she's fighting all those police officers and putting them to sleep, I was like, alright, she knows how to hold her own. That's cool, it was impressive. I don't know, maybe she learned a thing or two from Gamora before she died or something. Or Nebula. Point is, I'm thankful to this special for finally making me care about Mantis. It's about time. I like all the little cameos and Easter eggs that we get in this special. Like Kira Sedgwick has a voice cameo on the phone with Kevin Bacon. Which this is embarrassing and I probably shouldn't say this, but I actually had no idea that they've been married since 1988. I just didn't know that. But it was a neat phone cameo. Also Flula Borg, I recognized him. He was Javelin in the Suicide Squad. And I've seen him in a couple of other things. He's kind of a funny guy. He's funny in interviews. I guess he's going to be working with James Gunn a lot more often. And as far as references go, there is an Eternals reference. We see that little billboard or whatever it is for a Kingo Christmas special, Kumail Nanjiani's character. Which though does make me think, isn't Kingo gone? He was kidnapped by Arishem at the end of Eternals. So this poster or whatever it is, it's probably for an older Kingo movie, if I had to guess. I know it's trivial, but it's a reference, I had to address it. Last reference I want to talk about is the Batman reference. When they have Kevin Bacon and Mantis is like, act like a hero. And he goes, hello, I'm the Batman. I mean, I'm Bruce Wayne. And Drax is like, who's Bruce Wayne? I was like, they're talking about Batman and DC like Eternals did. I mean, just the fact that we hear Drax say the name Bruce Wayne blew my mind. I didn't even know they could do that legally. I'm just saying someday if we're doing multiverse, I would love to see Disney and Warner Brothers do a Marvel and DC crossover movie or something. I know it's never gonna happen, but I can dream. In my spoiler-free review of this special, I said that there was a wire stunt that's one of the worst I've ever seen. I'm talking about the one where they're at Kevin Bacon's house and Drax jumps over the gate. Yeah, that looked terrible. It looked like he was on wires, like the arc was really slow. And when he was coming down, it looked like he was anticipating the fall. It looked like he was on wires. I'm just saying, did anyone else notice that? Come on, I thought this was Marvel. In any case, I'm now gonna fast forward back to Knowhere. When Kevin Bacon comes out of the box and he's like, hey, you must be Pete, I'm so stoked for this. I do love the fact that Peter Quill's first knee-jerk reaction is panic. He's like, what did you do? Oh my god, you kidnapped a human being. This is human trafficking. I was honestly anticipating him to be like, oh my god, Kevin Bacon, I'm such a huge fan. But the fact that he panicked, it really shows how selfless he is, and how much he's grown as a character throughout the years. Because I'll be honest, I wouldn't have reacted like that at first. Like, if someone were to get me a surprise celebrity visit for Christmas, like Idina Menzel, she steps out of a Christmas box, be like, hey, Merry Christmas, I would be freaking out. I'd be like, oh my god, wow, thank you for taking time out of your day to come visit me. My first thought wouldn't have been someone kidnapped her. I would later question it, but at first I wouldn't. Maybe that shows that Peter Quill is just a better person than me. I don't know. Eventually, Mantis does snap Kevin Bacon out of the trance, and he's freaking out. He's like, I want to go home. And it's Kraglin who changes his mind. He's like, yeah, we just wanted to cheer our friend up for Christmas. And so Kevin Bacon sticks around for a little bit. He performs a song, and again, I'll be honest, and this might be a little embarrassing, but I had no idea he could sing either. Yeah, I had no idea that he was in a band with his brother since the 90s. What can I say? I guess I just don't know a whole lot about Kevin Bacon, but honestly, what's he done recently? I can be forgiven, I think. Sorry, no disrespect to Kevin Bacon. I loved you in X-Men. And it turns out you actually have a pretty damn good voice as well. Because that was a pretty cool song. And so everyone's giving each other Christmas gifts. And the one that had me scratching my head was the fact that Nebula gave Rocket Bucky's arm. I was like, how did that happen? Maybe it's trivial, maybe it's not. Maybe one day Nebula went down to Earth and took Bucky's arm. I don't know. I do kind of want to know how that happened though. Of course, harkening back to the line in Infinity War, where Rocket was like, how much for the arm?
Oh, I'll get that up.
That was pretty funny. And then at the end of the special, it's revealed that Yondu actually came around back in the day, and he actually gave young Peter Quill a Christmas gift, those quad guns that he's had all his life. I was like, that's sweet. Although I can't help but compare it to the Guardians of the Galaxy video game, where he got the guns from his mother. Different stories, but they both work. And when Mantis finally reveals her secret to Peter, that she's his half-sister, I love his reaction here. He's like, Mantis, that's the greatest gift I could ever get. I was like, aw, how sweet. That got to me, and they hug, and I was like, this is nice. Again, bringing us closer to Mantis as a character, finally. We all care about her at least a little more now, right? Or is it just me? I hope it isn't. And of course, there's a little post-credit scene where Rocket's like, great, now we gotta have another special, breaking the fourth wall. First time Guardians has ever done that. But yeah, I guess maybe they're gonna have another special someday down the line. Cool. So in conclusion, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, like I said, is a nice sweet little epilogue to the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Phase 4. I can't really say anything now that I haven't already said, but in regards to Phase 4 as a whole, now that it's all done, I will say it's been an interesting ride. This is probably the most disjointed phase we've gotten so far in the MCU. Everyone's had their own titles, everyone's off on their own separate adventures. Some have led into others, like WandaVision led into Doctor Strange. Thor Love and Thunder had the Guardians, now they have their holiday special. But ultimately, I feel like this phase was mostly about picking up the pieces from Avengers Endgame. It was like the recovery phase. It introduced the multiverse to the MCU, so we have an end goal set for this multiverse saga. But for now, with this phase, we've gotten our feet up off the ground, so now let's hit the ground running. The pieces have been picked up, let's go. And we're gonna dive right into Phase 5 when Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania drops in theaters in February. Very exciting. But all in all, the MCU's Phase 4? Not too shabby. Not the best phase of all of them, but still quite the enjoyable experience. I'm ready to move forward. So here's my question. What was your favorite installment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Phase 4? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Peace!